Hello and welcome to Krista So Crafty. My name is Krista. Today we're going to be making a design board. Now, I'm definitely not coming up with this idea on my own, absolutely not. Lori Holt, I believe it was, created the design board many years ago. This is just my take on it. I'm going to use some supplies that I have on hand. So to begin with, I'm going to use this artist canvas. This is an old one, as you can tell. I had painted on it. I was planning on doing something, but it's not going to happen. So I'm going to use this as the board for my design board. So this is 12 inches by 16 inches. And I think that'll be big enough for what I'm needing. So you need some sort of a board. You can use like the artist canvas. You could use plastic stuff, the kind of the clear plastic, something that's going to have some structure to it. You're also going to need a piece of fabric. Now, I'm pretty sure how I'm making mine is a little different than how Lori Holt made hers. But it's the same idea. So I have a piece of fabric that is 14 inches by 18 inches. I have a piece of batting which will be 12 inches by 16 inches, same size as your canvas or whatever your board is. You don't have to use these measurements. If you find a board that's 14 by 18, go ahead and use that. Absolutely fine. Just cut your batting to be the same size as your board, okay? And then your material, I cut it so that it's 1 inch bigger all the way around. So there's 1 inch on every side. You don't need any sewing supplies at all, other than I am going to use, you can't see what these are, I am going to use some of my little clips because those will help me to get everything lined up on there straight so that when I go to use the hot glue gun and the hot glue, that it will keep everything nice and neat. We are going to start by gluing the batting onto the board. So I'm just going to lay this out here. And you know, I'm going to use my clips just to keep it in place because you know when you start touching things, things start moving. I'm just going to put a few clips just to hold the batting in place. So let's do that. All right, so we're going to start on this side. I'm just going to put one in here. All right, so I'm going to bring my glue gun to the other side. So I'm just going to take and put a little bit of glue down here and tap it in place. Now, I do have these little finger thingies. I will try using one of these. And these I just picked up at the Dollar Tree. All right, so let's continue just putting glue down this here. Now I'm not putting a whole bunch of glue in the middle. I might put one dot right in the center just to kind of hold things in place, but I don't want a bunch of glue because you're going to be able to feel it. So let's take this clip out. Now if at the end, when we're done this, you have batting hanging out over the edge, don't worry, we can take some scissors and trim that up. So just glue that down, get that clip out of there, and like I said, I am going to put just some in the center. Because see, that's the other thing, is it sucks it down if you do that. So that's the only glue I'm going to put in the center. So now I'm going to start on this side and tap it down. And as you can see, as I'm tapping it down, the batting is moving out, and that's okay. We want our batting snug. Okay. And now I'm going to do this side. And I'm trying to go as close as I can to the edge so that there's not as much glue on the inside. And do this side real quick. And that's as easy as that is to put the batting down. And of course, you got a dog hair. And there we have our board with the batting on there, and now we can move on to putting the fabric on. So now I'm going to take some scissors and I'm going to trim this up because see how it's pulled over a little bit. So I'm going to cut from the back. Just want this to be nice and neat. Of course, having some sharp scissors is wonderful. So there's that. It's all ready to go. So here we have our material. So I'm going to put it so that the back side of the board is down. And I'm just going to make sure that I have that 1 inch all the way around. I'm just going to measure around here just to make sure that I'm at the 1 inch, which I am. Perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take and fold this in half like this. I'm going to bring it up and over that batting. And I'm going to bring in some of my clips. And I'm going to lift this up and put a clip in there. So I'm going to do this all the way around. Just fold it so that it's in half. And then flip it up and over. Like this. And the clips make this part of the job very easy. Okay, so I'm going to do one side and then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to pull this snug like that. I want this as snug as it can be. Pull this snug. Don't pull real hard because you don't want the clips to pop off. And then we're going to fold this in half. Now, if you want, you could finger press this like this. And that'll just help to keep it in place. A little bit more over there. There we go. And then we can flip this up and over like that. Get some more clips in here. We're going to need a few clips. And you're just going to do this all the way around. And then when I get to the side, I will do one side, make sure it's, snug and straight. And then when I get to the other side, I will pull on this side a bit to make sure that everything is all flat and there's not going to be any wrinkles. Now, as far as the corners go, all I did is I just folded in all that material, and I'm just going to fold this over and attach it on here. Okay, so get that out of the way and get that corner in there. Now, if you wanted, you could miter the corners, absolutely, but this is going to work for me. That in over there and clamp it down. And one more. There we go. Let's get rid of these. We don't need them anymore. Now what I want to do is flip it over and make sure it's nice and flat, which it is, which is what we want. And now we can start gluing. So now I'm going to take my glue gun. I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to put some glue under here and push that down. Let's get my finger protector out here. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to get some glue under here. Put a little bit underneath and a little bit here. And fold that back over. And I'm just going to put this back on to hold that in place. And now we can just continue down this stretch. And we're just going to continue all the way around. I'll just try to put the glue right on the edge of the material. You want enough glue that's going to hold it in place. and just keep going. All right. Can take these corner clips off now. Now, this one got a little messy. I will admit that, but the rest of it looks good. So I'm just going to clip this off of here. And there is our design board. I think it looks good. And you know what? It's going to be very helpful when doing quilting and stuff. The material will stick to this, and so then you'll be able to put it on here and not be worried about it getting messed up. So if you have to go over to the iron, or you know, if you're trying to cut out all your pieces, you can lay them all out on here and then you can carry them around. So here's our design board. Sorry about the lighting in here, you guys. It's really dark, and I just rearranged my craft room and I need to figure out the lighting, so be patient with me. Here's our design board. I think it turned out great. This will be so helpful when you're cutting out your pieces for your blocks. If you're doing the block of the week, this would work perfect for that. You could cut them all out, lay them all out, and then when you take them around, it allows the fabric to stick to it. I went and grabbed some fabric. So I just wanted to show you how you can lay out your fabric and it sticks onto your board, and then it allows you to move it around and things aren't going to fall off. So that's kind of a neat idea. I just was doing the block of the week and I thought, you know what, I could really use a design board. So I made one. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to my channel, and click on the bell to receive notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you again for joining me today, and happy crafting.